The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This. No, non-fiction.
Here we go. Players Lounge right here with you. DallasCowboys.com radio. And we are sponsored by Tostitos. You know the crew, Danny McCray, Heckman Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Newy Scruggs. Cowboys getting ready to face the Washington Commanders. It's Dallas week up there, guys.
Uh-oh.
Dallas.
You ready? It's still Dallas week. That's still a thing?
Yeah.
New ownership, everything. It's still Dallas week?
Still Dallas week, man. It is still Dallas. You got
Nothing changed.
Even got some of the folks up there wanting to win. Fans of that, well, we beat the Cowboys. Like, really?
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It makes you try to shoot yourself in the foot. And it's the final goodbye for Ron Rivera. He's going to be gone.
Yeah.
He will be gone, and fans are looking forward to that. And it's interesting when you go back to the fact that Rivera and McCarthy got hired at the same time. And there was that kind of debate going on there of like who got the better coach. I remember
that. For real?
Oh, yes.
Goodness.
Yeah. So
we didn't even think
I ain't missed
coming out the last.
After Carolina, I'm like,
that's a good one, though. That's a good one, man.
So when these NBC affiliates call me, that's the kind of stuff they want to get into. Who's got the better coach? One guy has won the Super Bowl, but okay. Your guys won 2 Coach of the Year awards, and so now they can't wait to get Ron out the building. So they're all, and apparently they're in love with the play caller in Houston to be their head coach. So.
Is Ron Rivera getting another job after this?
No. As a consultant, I think.
As a consultant.
Maybe a coordinator.
Not even assistant coach?
Defensive guy?
Honestly, I think Ron Rivera would probably be best working in the league somewhere.
Like league office type deal? Okay.
Yeah, I can see Ron Rivera. Remember now, Ron was a member of that 85 Bears team.
Yeah, don't let people forget. I mean, that's how I knew about Ron Rivera as a linebacker.
Great.
Yeah. So
wait, that defense,
Was he a part of, or was like he just there? He was active though.
No, he
like,
was active.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
See, I ain't know.
Nah, River
because in '85 we was -3.
They don't remember that 44-0 beating it at Texas Stadium.
No, they don't remember that.
On the Cowboys, like man,
on Thanksgiving.
Not even a twinkle in the eye at that point. We wouldn't.
You might have been
wasn't even thought of.
No,
I
wasn't even a twinkle.
I wasn't even thought of, man.
And one thing amongst winning the Coach of the Year 2 times, I will say this for Ron Rivera, which is something that other coaches, maybe he can go to the NFL league office and help, is they let Cam Newton be Cam Newton. And I think about how Jeff Fisher and Norm Chow tried to box up Vince Young and didn't really allow Vince Young to be the kind of player he was. And you look at Lamar Jackson today, he's about to win another MVP award. It's a guy like Ron Rivera coming in there and just saying, okay, with Mike Shula, let's let our quarterback do his things and we'll change our system to fit him. But this is gonna be the last game here. Heckman and I, tell them who we ran into on our way in here, baby.
I can certify this. I can now co-sign this for Newy. He does the walk-off with Tyron, man. I saw it in the flesh.
7-7.
Y'all can stop making fun of my man because I saw it. It's the real deal. It's a real thing.
Good thing. We get anything good?
Oh, in the documentary, he gonna be that guy.
He said,
Last Dance.
He did. A little bit of.
We get anything good? We get any good info?
No. We had to get over here to get the podcast, but y'all want that, man. You know you got snubbed. Pro Bowl votes came out, but he didn't get snubbed. He didn't play enough games. Yeah. But the Cowboys.
I thought you was being serious.
No.
Are we really doing this?
No.
7-7.
He got to be out there, man.
Not doing that.
The games he played, he was effective.
Absolutely.
Didn't have enough of them, and there's some really good guys that made the Pro Bowl this on the offensive line. I know our guy Tank Lawrence didn't make it here, but once again, there's a lot of good guys. This is a very well represented team, and the fact that 7 Cowboys made it, everybody should be extremely proud because this is I mean, these dudes on this team are good.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's any, what's that guy do? There's a lot of good players on this team.
Well, they asked CD earlier about what the reaction was from the locker room when they announced it. He gave a really good answer. I mean, guys are excited about making the Pro Bowl. And I know the Pro Bowl has changed over the years. It's not as big of a deal as it used to be playing in the Pro Bowl game, was basically what I'm saying. But it's still the pride of being one of the elite. And he spoke to that. Like, all the guys that made it really have had a great season. But for me, when we got the list, I couldn't help. When I didn't see that DeMarcus Lawrence was on that list, I was shocked. I was shocked. I mean, in the names that they have on there, there's some really great players in this league. But, man, look, DeMarcus Lawrence is playing like he's stealing signals. He is playing like either that or he's staying up all night studying the playbook. And I know it's the latter, but just the way that he's playing, the way that he's moving, I don't know if I've seen a guy at this point in his career be able to still be as effective as DeMarcus Lawrence is. So that's the only name that I'm really kind of shocked. But other than that, man, everybody's deserving.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I co-sign everything you said when it comes to D-Law being, not being a part of the Pro Bowl situation. When you look at it, but when I think about it also, I'm like, who would you take off? To put D-Law on there. Like Newey said, I mean, it's just talent across the board out there. But when you talk about who's made the biggest impact on this team, especially these last couple of weeks, it's been DeMarcus Lawrence. Whether it's his, run-stopping ability, whatever the case may be, making plays, batting the ball down, whatever case may be, he's been the heart and soul for this defense the past couple of weeks. And if his play, continues to, rise like that, then this defense has no choice but to follow as well. So he's having a heck of a year so far.
Yeah, listen, I think it's the sacks. I think it's the sack thing, right? So we see how impactful he is, especially because we're here and we understand, like, the run defense and how important it is for us to be able to get that fixed, and then we see his impact on the run defense. And you look at Micah Parsons as the guy who's getting the sacks and causing the one-on-ones because he's getting double-teamed and all that stuff. And I think when you look around the league at the guys who are on the list, you say, okay, Hello. Those guys are getting sacks, all right. Yeah. But I think for us, we all understand the impact that DeMarcus Lawrence has on here. So assuming he'll probably be alternate at some point. But the main goal is to not even have to be able to play in the Pro Bowl because you're trying to get to the Super Bowl.
Yes,
but we want to give DeMarcus Lawrence his flowers because he's having a heck of a year with the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, and then also like you said, as far as being impactful, especially for the last few weeks on this roster, what you see out of him is different than what you see out of everybody else, and that's including everybody on the defense. It's a different level of play when you look at it. You say he's saying, "Follow me, play like me, and we'll be better." So shout out to D-Law. Yeah. But Bosa, Montez Sweat, Aiden Hutchinson. I mean,
you can't be mad at that. No, I'm not mad at the list. I'm just saying that just the impact that he's been having on our defense. We're going to talk about Micah, but everybody else, and you expect for people in the league to watch the tape and to see actually who's the guy that's doing the dirty work and getting it done, and that's Tank.
Yeah. Hutchinson made the list off of that last game. Had to be.
He had a good
off that last game.
Off that last game.
Now they still got Micah as a linebacker.
Yeah. See,
that's robbing. That's robbing some cat.
You know what I'm saying? That's robbing somebody else.
You got Mike as a linebacker here.
But throw him on the edge, man.
So that means you would essentially, in the ideal world, because do we consider Mike a linebacker, or he's a part of the D line? He's on edge. He's edge. Yeah. So then you would have to put him, either Bosa, Sweat, or Hutchinson, and then put another linebacker on there. Yeah. So it's a tricky list, but they found a way to fit guys on there, and that's a good list. This is a really good list. So congratulations to all the people who made the Pro Bowl.
I mean, think about Josh Allen. He make Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that's
MVP.
Yeah.
Of the whole league.
That's him. They not fooled by that, bro. You can't come on now. Come on now. Can't fool everybody.
I bring that up just because when you talk about just names in general, before the season, you'd have thought that Josh Allen and Justin Herbert would have been on the Pro Bowl, and it didn't happen. Didn't happen.
For guys that played most of the season, shout out to this guy. Danny Downs probably should have been most improved comeback player of the year.
Right. Joe Flacco.
I ain't make the Pro Bowl this year. My picks wasn't there. My picks wasn't there this year.
Pro Bowl picker.
No, I wasn't in there. My Pro Bowl picks was Oof.
But
check your mic, Danny.
And once again, the ability for the Cowboys to draft and develop I think that has to be spoken about again, because look how many homegrown guys you've got. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Zach Martin, Micah Parsons, Deron Blaine. I mean, these are your guys who are here. And while they didn't draft Brandon Aubrey, the kicker, they went out and found him after a disastrous end of the Brett Maher era to go out and get that correct. And they made the cuts early in camp and decided we're going to go with him. And I'm out there in Knoxville like, really? This is what you want to do? And they've been right. And for the second year in a row, they've got Pro Bowlers out here at special teams, an area that you have to be good at and try to win that. So congratulations to Brandon Aubrey and Brian Anger.
And I look at that theory of how we built our roster, and we know how it's changed over the years in the NFL by people going out and getting free agency. And so many teams I remember for a couple of years the Rams. Everybody was like, "Man, the Rams are selling out to win the Super Bowl. That's the way you get it done." Howie Roseman and for Philadelphia, everybody was been patting him on the back, applauding him for the job. So, I mean, whatever rhyme or reason you have, I think Dallas Cowboys have been with we're going to draft well, and we're going to groom these and develop well, and that's boded well for them. Also. So that's a credit to Will McClay. That is a credit.
Mostly. I mean, those two teams you named, they sold out. They went and got.
No. I'm saying rhyme or reason to get it done. I mean, how do you do? Do you go out and you pay these guys, or do you draft well and you think you have these guys along for the years to come? And that's where the Cowboys are. If you look at the contracts that they have coming up, these are with guys that have been on your squad. These are not free agent guys that you're talking about. So that's what I mean about the rhyme or reason, but also having the numbers that they do.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Rams, and I'm saying we all thought, they're going to be out of it for the next few years. And then you look at this team, Newey don't even want to play the guy. And I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying it's a good football team. It's better. They're better than who they were when we played them. They have a running game now. All right. They're protecting the ball. They do have Puka and Matthew Stafford healthy and Cooper Kupp. So they're a different squad. But when you looked at them giving all those first-round picks away and spending all the money to get Jalen Ramsey and Von Miller, all these dudes, you was like, man, next 10 years, they're probably not going to be competitive at all. And
McVay about to retire.
Right?
On his way out. Aaron Donald on the way out, man.
And you look at it now, you say, man, this is one of those scary teams that you might not want to play when you get to the playoffs.
They've got an organization, and that's to me, you can Pat Riley's book, Showtime Inside the Lakers Breakthrough Season, he talked one year about how in '85 he said we won a championship, but we weren't a championship organization. And when I look at what they're doing with the Rams, you start to say, okay, this is a championship organization when you can go win a title, have to break it down and let some good guys go, but still be able to draft, develop, and coach these guys. And there's no way in the world I thought this was a playoff. There's two teams that are going to make the playoffs. Well, one's, if they win, they'll make it on Sunday. Houston and the Rams, you couldn't have told me before the season these guys were going to make this thing.
Absolutely.
I did not think they had the talent to do it. And two great coaching jobs. I would give DeMeco Ryans Coach of the Year, but I don't have a vote. But what he's done is what Sean McVay has done this year, it's a tough award.
Cleveland too, because
Stefanski,
Nick Chubb. When you lose Nick Chubb at the beginning of the year, we all sitting here like, wait, that's your offense.
You down to your fourth quarterback.
Right?
John Harbaugh, you had your quarterback said to us, trade me. I'm done with you guys. And you had to, as a head coach, manage knowing this offense don't work without this guy. I mean, we've tailored it all around him. So that they went out and they got a new coordinator in Monken, and here they are with the best record in the league. He's about to win another MVP. How do we judge that as a coach?
Who was better suited for that situation? Who is better suited for that situation in Baltimore than Harbaugh? The way that he is as a coach to be able to handle Lamar Jackson from the aspect of him being disgruntled about his contract and then bringing in an offensive coordinator that finally understands how to use Lamar Jackson. And they're the one team that I look at. They're the scary team. We don't talk about them, but I'm telling you, that's boogeyman to me because they don't have a 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver. We don't really know anybody on their defense, but we just know that they're real good. That's what we do know. And so all of those teams going down to the Clevelands, but especially Houston, when you talk about them as a team, like that is the biggest surprise to me. But the Rams it's all coaching. It has to be the system that they run and also the quarterback that they have. Stafford goes in two buckets. Either you love him or you hate him. But the things that he does well, the way that he operates McVay's offense, that's what makes them so good and explosive. With Nakua, A-Cup, man, this is just a great offense.
And don't forget, Houston has lost. They had lost Nico for a minute. Tank Dell's out for the season. They lost their quarterback for a while with concussion, and they still are battling for a playoff spot.
Think about the names you just named. You talking about Nico, Tank. Who's really talking about those guys before this season? Nobody. You wouldn't have thought going into the season, man, they got a receiving core that could be, top 2, top 3 in the National Football League. Yeah. Man, you add that guy Stroud in there, and what D'Amico's doing to that defense over there,
was out.
Stingley was out.
Just get back.
He's done a remarkable job. Man.
Sensational job. Said I didn't see it, and I give him all the credit in the world for. I mean, while we joke about it, but it's the truth. This third straight coach they've gone through. Mm-hmm. I guess the third Negro's the magic higher, but doggone it, got it done. And D'Amico is incredible. Roll Tide.
He had to figure out a way to get it in after they lost.
He was thinking the whole time how he's going to do it. But he did it.
A good thing happened yesterday for Alabama. The center hit the transfer portal. He let a naysayer know he needed to hit the portal after all the terrible snaps. The quarterback put the lank on him and see ya. Nick told see ya.
They had a meeting with him say, hey, man, I'm telling you, you might want to hit that thing. You might want to put your paperwork in because we're not dealing with this again. Call Dion.
He ain't hard to find.
Colorado out of there.
Call Dion, man. Snap it to Shador.
It's funny because when you read it online, he's entered the transfer portal. Like, guys, he was told
he quit before he could get fired. Hey, he resigned.
Did he make it back to campus?
He probably couldn't get back on campus. That's why he left.
To get his stuff.
That student section probably went crazy.
To get his stuff. But that's when I laugh all the time when I see some of this stuff. And it's one school locally, this kid put out, I just want to let everyone know I'm entering the transfer portal. Thank you for my time here, but I'm moving. I'm like, I made a phone call like, oh, yeah, that new position coach said he ain't it.
That's what happened.
So he jumped on, and, they let him do it. But he get on social media like it was his decision, and he's moving on. Nah, bro, they changed coaches. They looked at you and just
Good
said,
old transfer portal.
No, thank you.
I was around when I was.
I'm telling you, 30 years too late for me,
How many years you would have stayed at
Toledo? I'd have been going after my freshman year. I'd have been up out of there, man.
That's why he don't want to pay his dues. This man
nothing against Toledo. Nothing against Toledo. Nothing. I'm just saying, at the time.
I got my check. Why you sitting there?
You know what I mean?
You know he gonna answer you honestly.
Hey, at the time, I would have slid on too.
He'd been in
the down to BR, dog.
He'd been in the Big 12.
Where I'd have been.
Big 12.
You would have started at BatonRouge for sure. Yeah, you would have started at Baton Rouge for sure. We're trying to figure it out.
At K-State, you'd have been a superstar. What you talking about?
You and Terrence Newman.
In our world. What you talking about?
In the Big 12. That's kind of Big 12.
You just shine, dog.
All you had to do was get to the Big 12, baby. They'd passing all day long.
The hard-hitting Barry Church.
Lighting up guys going across the middle of the Big 12. You'd have been good, man.
You really would have been a star at Pembroke.
They might have named the dorm out there.
Yes, sir.
They had to put a statue up outside.
That'd have been like Travis on both sides of the ball. Yeah?
I want to know what the NIL check would look like for that.
The fact that you got to go trying to tap on a Division II school. Now, how's it even going to look that this man is going to go from D1 in Toledo in the MAC
but get the endowment.
He was an All-American.
Y'all crazy, man.
You would have had stock in Pembroke.
Y'all done, man.
You got a couple Bojangles coupons out of
That's awesome.
A few Hardee's bag of burgers.
Daddy ain't right, man.
But that's it, man. We not rolling like that.
That care package would have been nice.
Like I said, you'd have gone to the Big 12 from Toledo. That's what
would
it
look like Jesus Shuttlesworth pulling up the Pembroke.
We got you some free vanilla ice tickets.
CB throwing it out.
I ain't gonna jump on this train. I ain't jumping on this train. I'm leaving it alone.
I covered Ray Allen in high school. I covered Ray Allen in high school.
Shuttlesworth, man.
Yes. It's amazing to watch him in that movie because I never would have thought that young man, great kid, but never would have thought all that success he had. I remembered.
You're deflecting.
I am. The one thing I love about that movie was the Rick Fox part in the movie. When Rick Fox was in the bed, and I saw Rick at Laker practice, and I said, Rick, he was good in that movie. And Rick's like, yeah, thank you. I said, because you weren't acting.
He played his.
He played
in real life.
You weren't acting. No, I can't remember the first time I ever met Rick Fox, man. It's amazing. Rick Fox, I'm telling you, I have never seen a magnet for women like Rick Fox.
He did a good job of getting off that.
Amazing. So we're going to take a break right here. We'll take a break. And when we come back into come back in the Players Lounge, what makes you nervous going into this game and going into the playoffs with Mr. Shots, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church, producer Chris Beam, in the popcorn section throwing bullets and strays.
I told y'all I was never going to let him. He's going to pay for that Dusty Baker stuff he was doing to me 2 days ago.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
There is no I in Dallas. There is no I in Hart either. No I in Blue Star or in Lone Star for that matter. And there's no I in how about them Cowboys? Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together, we cry together, and we always rally cry together because there's definitely no I in Cowboys fans. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Enjoy premier dining, shopping, and experiences from over 21 plus restaurant shops and more at the Star District. Check out Women's Boutique Fleece Style of Frisco and the official boot partner of the Dallas Cowboys, Luke Casey. Enjoy New Year's celebrations at Snowbird Cocktail Lounge, Concrete Cowboy, and CityWorks Eatery. Visit thestardistrict.com for the full directory.
Shout out to Champ.
Thank you.
My man. I'm going to have to get it there. It's the worst place to do that.
Been a few days without the reads, man. It's all good.
Thank you.
It's all good,
I had to back that up with something, man.
He knew it. Hey, he knew it when he did it. He was like, oh, God.
They're going to get me.
Snowbird. Why can't I say Snowbird?
They're going to get me.
Why?
It's been a while. You right here.
I understand.
You understand.
Oh, now y'all on the same boat.
Yeah, school.
Almost lost it, man.
Man over here holding his breath so you don't laugh. Hey, don't look at me when you do it.
Y'all the worst, man. Y'all the worst.
You gonna say it, I'm gonna say it.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh no.
Somebody got to say it.
Because he's expecting us to.
No.
Eject.
Oh, man. Shout out to Snowbird. Gotta go there.
With a win on Sunday, Dallas will clinch its 26th NFC East title, the most among any NFC East team. Cowboys division title will mark the 19th consecutive year that the NFC East did not have a team win a consecutive division title. Philadelphia was the last team to win consecutive NFC East titles, winning 4 straight from 2001 to 2004, otherwise known as the Dave Campo.
You just read that?
Yeah. I let myself walk in it.
Y'all crazy. All right, I'm done. My bad, man. I don't know what happened to that. Okay, that was
see what happened when you watch that Club Shay Shay? You want to just come out shooting people bullets.
That's
not do your own show. You trying to get your own show.
He said,
Club Demon.
Oh, you read it?
Hey, until I looked over and saw him looking down at the paper, I was like, this dude's smooth.
Man.
I know you've been doing it for a long time, but good.
I'm going to finish myself on the next one.
Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison.
Let's go.
Man, they can't. That's Barry Church.
We're in the building. Let's go.
It's that kind of day, bro. It's that kind of day, man.
We're in the building.
Got him shook. Okay.
Yes. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's just
going on
it's a landmine everywhere you go in here, man.
What's going on?
Man, I'm sweating. I had some Dave's hot chicken today. I'm sweating. What makes you nervous about the 2023 Cowboys playoff run, Danny?
Oh, man. What makes me nervous is our inability to run the football. Like, we have to figure out a way to run the football. When you get in the 4-minute offense and you have the lead, how do we then get into dude here, man? How do we run the ball and make sure that we keep our defense on the sideline when we got the game in hand? Go ahead, Higgins.
You know, this is for me, it's easy. The losses on the road, we've seen this team in a way get bullied. Yeah. And I don't want to see that. I think it started at Arizona in the running game. You saw that offensive line up front take it to us defensively. And then I just go through the rest of the game. I mean, I stop at Buffalo. Because Miami, you didn't get that same treatment. But I think those games to me showed me that teams are willing to not just humiliate the Cowboys physically up front. And when we can't match that physicality, we look like a completely different team.
You talk about both sides of the football.
Yeah, it looks like a completely different product out on the field when we can't do that. And I mean, those times, that's what makes me nervous. That in the playoffs, we have a brand or style that we like to play, but when we come up against, I don't know, San Francisco, we know what San Francisco is going to do. And what they come into the game already saying, we're going to humiliate you. I'm going to wear this F Dallas T-shirt because I know I'm going to score and I'm going to raise it up. That's that rivalry. And so I just want to see I want to see that part of our game and who we are physically in the playoff bring that level up a notch.
Now, you guys all make, valid points when you talk about it. And I'm going to make it, 3 for 3 as far as talking about, the defensive side of the football. Because to me, when we all talk about these playoff matchups, we understand they're going to come down to those, last-minute drives. We all understand that. I mean, it happens in a lot of these playoff games because they're good on good, good teams versus good teams. And from what we've seen defensively these last 2 games is when it comes down to that moment, this defense situationally, for whatever the case may be, we talked about it before, penalties or whatever the case, giving up big explosive plays. The last 2 games, Tua was able to drive the football down the field, kick the game-winning field goal. Jared Goff was able to drive down the football field, get a touchdown, controversial 2-point. We all understand that. But to me, defensively, they've got to get better in those situational moments, whether it's the end of the half, 2-minute drill scoring before halftime, or at the end of the game where if it comes down to it, you need to stop. Because we've seen offensively, when it's their turn, the last go, Dak Prescott, he was able to drive and put this team up. They're able to get points, especially against Detroit as well. So to me, it's that end of the game situation that this defense has got to get a little bit better at.
I look at the Cowboys and I understand the frustration of the fan base. I get it. But when I've gone back and looked at these 2 games, San Francisco has been the Achilles heel for Mike McCarthy. 23-17, 19-12. Those were the losses. Figure out a way to score 3 touchdowns. Your defense has been in these football games. And
that's true.
You've had issues with the end. We talked about it the other day, yesterday. You had issues at the end. But there's this sense of belief that they are getting blown out and not even competing in these games. They're making clearly the penalties are an issue here. You've got to be able better at stopping the run. And so far, San Francisco, they've shown you. We talk about styles make fights. And I go back to when we were doing this. You weren't here, Heck. We were doing the show, and we talked about, and it might have been you. It was like, San Francisco worries me. Like, this is the team that you're going to get in the playoffs, and you don't want them. Cowboys got them, and they went in AT&T Stadium, and they beat them. But we saw from that day, like, this team, the way they play, it's an issue. It's remained an issue. They beat them 3 straight times. Can you fix it? They had the issue with Tampa Bay. They fixed it. But that's the challenge of Mike McCarthy if they get the Niners again. But as we go in the playoffs, ultimately, guys, I just would like to dispel some of the myth that the fans have that this team just can't compete at all. Their biggest issue is really themselves. Who missed the tackle on Kittle? Was that Diggs that missed that tackle? And he was running crazy, and he had a big game.
Oh, yeah.
They've got to fix some of these issues amongst themselves, and I think a result could be better. But most of all, you got to get 3 touchdowns if you try to beat the Niners.
I would say, I think that's more of it. I think you are competitive defensively when you get into those situations. It's offensively where people, I think, are seeing like, hey, you guys aren't really competitive offensively when you get into these games against San Francisco. Like, no matter what it is, okay, 19, 20, whatever, 12, 17, 19, they offensively, what you see in the regular season, having number 1 offense going through the regular season, probably both times that we lost to them in the playoffs. You were top 5 in the league in offense. And then somehow once you get into that game, you do not look anything like you looked like during the regular season. Defensively, you showed up, which is why people come out and they say, all right, we're going to be a defensive team, because offensively you say, all right, we don't have a shot. So I think it's more of like, we're competitive in the game, but what you expect to see offensively from our team based off what you saw in the regular season does not happen, specifically when you come up against a San Francisco team.
And let's be honest. The quarterback, especially the last time around, did not have the kind of game needed to win.
They missed opportunities.
He didn't have it.
They missed a ton of opportunities. And T.Y. Hilton, when he was on the team at the end of the season last year, and we saw the impact that he was having in the big plays. But just go back and turn that San Francisco tape on. You'll see on the interception of Mike Gallup looked like he quits on the route. I mean, there's a lot of disjointment, and I think that's what ended up to Kellen's demise in that last game, because it's like, how can our offense get to this point? Our defense is holding them to these points, and we can't score touchdowns. And look, I think this year offensively, you gotta feel better about the way that Dak is getting the ball down the field. Yes, you're nervous about the running game, but you're seeing Dak compensate from that with the passing game. Now, can we continue that trend in the playoffs? That's what makes you nervous. That's what makes you say, hey, I need a 3rd and 1. I cannot throw a crossing route to the tight end on 3rd and 1. I got to be able to turn around and hand the ball to my running back, and he can pick up that 1 yard for me in the 3rd quarter of a conference game.
Dalvin Cook couldn't do it.
Whoa. All right.
Mike McCarthy mentioned it yesterday. He was asked about it.
He did.
Great respect for Dalvin Cook.
As he should. And that's it.
Because he knows what he's been in the battles. Why not? Why not?
You're at the point where you need mercenaries. At this point in your season, you don't think a hired gun is necessary, especially with what we talk about in the running game?
I think if you can benefit off, I just don't think he's the back that we once saw last year. And I think you have 2 backs on the roster right now that can probably give you a little bit more production than a Dalvin Cook.
Inside the 5 is that's all I'm concerned about.
I just don't look at him as being that guy. Like, when I think about power runner, putting in the heavy package and all this stuff, I don't see Dalvin Cook as being that guy.
Because interesting you said that, because Jock Taylor sat in your seat yesterday on Media Mash and looked it up. And looked up I can't remember the number, but it was a high number of touchdowns that he's run inside the 5 in the red zone. He's an effective back, and he can help you. You're right. You need mercenaries. I know baseball is different, but I go back to the Rangers and how many guys they picked up at the trade deadline, which were very instrumental for them as they won that championship. Who gives a rat's ass if this guy's going to be here for next year, or if he's going to get 17 carries? Dude, we inside the red zone. We got red zone issues. Can you go get it in there?
We talked about that yesterday.
That's all we need.
That's all we. And when we talked about what's ill, and where we're going to go in the future, would you keep him here? No, we are in the business of getting us a running back. But if I can get a guy right now, Because look, those 90s Cowboys teams, if we got to the 10-yard line, you knew who was getting the ball. Emmy was gonna get the ball.
Your guy Odell.
Emmy gonna get the ball. We don't have that. We don't have that same connection with our running game.
Remember when the Rams went out there, brought in Odell Beckham, brought in Von Miller, Mercenaries. It worked.
That's
Won
it.
a championship.
That was some big time Mercenaries.
But they did.
Okay,
No, they did. They
but at
did.
the same
They did.
time,
They did.
you know you're not going to get a quote unquote big time mercenary right now. But this guy, for what he can do in his past performance, can you dust him off? Yeah. I remember, once again, you guys are too young for this. When Parcells went out and got OJ Anderson to come up in there, man.
Made it work.
Yep, everybody, oh, this dude's done with the Cardinals, man. Everson Walls, another guy. People thought, hey, done with the Cowboys. He found a spot for him. I'm just saying, can Mike McCarthy find some plays in the red zone where Dalvin Cook can get the ball into the end zone? At this point in time, I will take my chances with that before I see them go hand the ball off to Hunter Limke or Rico Dowdle right about now. You've tried that, and you're still sitting here like,
that's and I'm surprised because for y'all know that's a blaring weakness. You've been talking about this running game to no end. I've been sitting here trying to compare to all kind of bad comparisons. I put that on me.
You was out there on that.
I put that on me. All right. But still, I'm trying to find something to be positive about. And I'm looking at this point in the season, and I'm like, come on now. Y'all know what we need in order to win. We're going to have CD play like he played against the Lions every single week. And he can't do that.
So what you said earlier about the offense and like being comfortable with Dak getting the ball down the field and all that stuff, the reason I don't feel more comfortable is because outside of Seattle, in our big games against good teams, we have not put up that many points. We talking about how many points you need to put up to beat San Fran.
You need 3 touchdowns.
You need 3 touchdowns. Until we are able to consistently do that against the good teams, it still makes me nervous because you're asking a lot from your defense, who you already said has an issue stopping the run and doing other things. Like, you gonna expect them to go out there and hold teams under 20 points all the way up to the Super Bowl?
That's why the pressure's on. That's why the pressure's on Dak, because he can't.
Let's go into our next segment because Heckma Harrison, who has more pressure in the playoff coming up? Is it Dak Prescott or is it Mike McCarthy? Let's dive into that next one. Barry Church.
There it is. He got
Heckma Harrison.
Get my read ready.
LSU finest. Daniel Craig. I'm doing spread.
Hold on.
Players Lounge. DallasCowboys.com.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Go ahead, come on.
The CONCACAF National League Finals are coming to AT&T Stadium. Don't miss a chance to watch North America's best soccer teams battle it out in the semifinals on March 21st, my birthday. Then see who lifts the trophy in the championship on March the 24th. Tickets are available now at SeatGeek.com, the official ticket provider of AT&T Stadium.
Oh, you a competitor. You a competitor. He put a little extra ad lib in. That's my birthday.
By concierge.
Wait, the man believes in himself, man. I love it. Love to see it.
Thank you, Heck Harrison.
My bad.
There it is.
Players Lounge, where you will be hazed.
You will.
You will be hazed.
Ain't no way for you to come in here without it.
Don't come in here with feelings and sensitivities, because you will be exposed by Danny McCray and Barry Church.
I ain't got nothing to do with this.
I
ain't got nothing to do with this, man.
Nah, you ain't gonna play that role, dog. No.
I ain't got nothing to do with this, man. I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Sir Petty.
You said nothing, did nothing, huh? Wasn't even here.
Sir Peddington.
Innocent man over here. Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Tell you.
Okay, Nino.
The light-skinned brother in the back.
I'm Louis Scruggs. The show's brought to you by Tostitos.
Let's go.
We've got 5 minutes left in this show. Gentlemen, who has more playoff pressure this year? Is it the head coach, Mike McCarthy, or the quarterback, Rain Dakota Prescott? Barry Church, I'll start with you.
Man, I gotta go with as the season played out, and we've seen it all go, and Dak has become, this MVP candidate, and rightfully so. He's playing unbelievably. So I gotta say, as of right now, it's gotta be McCarthy, under the most pressure to at least get a couple under his belt. I understand he's a Super Bowl, winning coach, and as far as this organization is concerned, I think he has more pressure to get it done. I'm not talking about his legacy as far as his whole coaching career. I'm just talking about being a part of the Dallas Cowboys franchise. I don't know if he'll get axed if he doesn't get one win or not. I don't know that. But as far as pressure is concerned, I got to go with him because, Dak has bounced back from those 15 interceptions. He had those fantasy interceptions. It wasn't, a great year for him last year. He's bounced back in a crazy way, becoming an MVP candidate. So I think when you talk about pressure, it's got to be McCarthy, at least for this first one.
I think when you say that McCarthy's already won one, that kind of seals it for me because he's a guy that's coming from Green Bay. He's won 7 conference titles. He's won those titles. He's won a Super Bowl. He has a winning record that rivals even active coaches. So, I mean, if it all ends tonight for him, he still has that, his winning percentage. Man, we came into the season, y'all both was talking about it. Y'all talking about Dak. It was on Dak from the beginning. It was, him being able to restructure, coming back from the interceptions. He's in a position right now. He's played himself to the position where he is right now to where he's got to be tasting a championship. Like, it's got to be so close to Dak that he can feel it, that I'm right here again. Win this game on Sunday, I can have 2 games at home, and then possibly go to San Fran or have the NFC Championship here at home, and I can shut everybody up. And, man, come on, dog. Haters don't love nothing more than seeing nothing but success. And if he can do that and win a Super Bowl, like, I'm serious. Like, to me, Dak has the pressure on him, but for all the right reasons. Because if he reaches to the top of that mountain, man, he will have proven all of his naysayers wrong.
Yeah, Dak's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and it's been a long time since they've had an opportunity this good to make it to the Super Bowl, right? I think you go back to when you were playing was an opportunity, 13-3. But outside of that, when you look back at it, you haven't really had that many opportunities to be number 2 seed, possibly host a few home games if everything works out for you, and then you're in an MVP possible season where you may be having the best receiver in the league, you the best quarterback in the league, and then also the last 2 years, the part of the team that hasn't showed up has been the offense, right? So your opportunity now to say, hey, we got all this stuff fixed. I came in for the last 2 years. We got a new offensive coordinator. Didn't work with Kellen. So that blame is out of the window. So now we got the Texas Coast offense with Mike McCarthy. This is your opportunity to show that it is your time and you can do it. Because you go out there and you have another showing like you've had the last 2 seasons where you had a heck of a season as a quarterback with touchdowns to interceptions, all that stuff, and then you go out there and you lay an egg again, then the questions are like, they legit. how more legit can they be if you've had multiple offensive coordinators, multiple head coaches, and you still find a way to show up like that when it's a big time moment? So I think the pressure's on Dak for good reason, because I think it's a great opportunity for him to to make a real legacy for himself.
I've enjoyed listening to all three of you because everybody's making some really good points. I will go with Dak Prescott for the simple reason that Mike McCarthy has won a Super Bowl in his career. So if he never coaches again, he can always say, I did it. And you can't dispute it. He's done it. Dak Prescott has not done it. And there's so many things that are out there for him. They have to restructure his contract. I believe he's making $62 million next year. So it has to get redone. So the opportunity to go ahead and get you another record-breaking contract is right here for you. So from a financial standpoint, he can truly get a big-time deal here done. If he wins one playoff game, that'll surpass him for Tony Romo with 3 playoff wins. And we know the thing that is used against him all the time. What does he do in the playoffs? This is your opportunity to put some wins into the bank and show people that, okay, I can go out and win multiple playoff games. He has won one, ended Tom Brady's career last year, but people have forgotten about that because of what happened to San Francisco. It's almost as though it didn't happen. So the pressure is on Dak Prescott to be the quarterback that the owner has consistently said he is the right guy to take this team to where they want to go. The opportunity's here, Danny. They haven't had an opportunity lined up this well since his rookie year in 2016, when they were the number 1 seed and they faced the Packers and ended up losing. If they win and should win against Washington, you're the number 2 seed. You're going to get yourself at least 2 playoff games at home. And if somebody does you a favor, a la Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, when the Cowboys lost in 2016, the Falcons were the number 2 seed. They ended up being able to host the NFC Championship game down there in Atlanta, and they went to the Super Bowl. So Dak Prescott has all the hopes and dreams that he wants in front of him. Can you win 5 straight games? You do that, you're a Super Bowl champion starting on Sunday. But it's there, so the pressure's on him. McCarthy's got a ring. If you fire McCarthy tomorrow, he will get a job.
Yeah.
You best believe
easily.
that.
Quick.
3 12-5 seasons, took over the offense this year, and Dak Prescott is going to be a guy who finishes in the top 3, top 5 in the MVP voting. He'll get a job.
Yeah.
He will get a job. Dak Prescott has got the pressure, but at the same time, he consistently says he welcomes it. But it's here. All the hopes and dreams for him are right here. Will he get it? I don't know. That's why we play the games. But the opportunity is there. And that's what you, Danny and Barry, you guys have played. That's what you want as an athlete. You want an opportunity.
All you need is an opportunity. Get your foot in the door.
Opportunity. All right, guys, fun show. Heck, we'll come back and we'll take these bullets tomorrow from Danny. We'll bring a vest.
Snowbird.
But I'm glad you got to go see 7-7 with me today.
I saw you at work today, man. I saw you doing your thing, man.
Yeah. All right, Players Lounge.
That's crazy.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Chris Bean, for jumping off the top rope like Jimmy Superfly Snook and kicking me. We'll do it again tomorrow.
My pleasure.
Right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this?